Thanks for tuning in. Today, in our latest Versus video, we're going to have a look at two of the big names in mid-launch driver shafts, namely the Fujikura Ventus Blue and the Graphite Design UB. Now the UB, the Up and Beyond, you'll see in the latest Titleist TSR drivers. It's one of their premium upcharge shafts that they've decided to go with. I've actually been playing this in a 3-wood lately. We'll talk about that in another video, but it's an amazing mid-launch shaft, 65 grams, 3.2 torque. And we're going to run it up against the original Ventus Blue. Velo core, obviously. It's also 65 grams, 3.5 torque. Now it's worth noting torque numbers are measured differently with different companies. So while one might say 3.2 and one says 3.5, I don't know what they actually are. I haven't got a machine myself to measure torque. So they're probably about where they are, no doubt. I'm not sure who measures correctly, who doesn't. There's no standardized way of measuring torque. So we've got two shafts. They both swing weight at D3 at 45.25 in the Stealth 9-degree driver. So as close as you'll get, test ball will be Pro V1 today. Yeah, so we've got two really highly rated mid-launching shafts, both of which I really like. I've played them both on the golf course, but I haven't really run them head to head as yet. So we'll see how the results go. Okay, I'll start with the Ventus Blue. It's a familiar shaft. When you give it the little waggle test, it feels really soft, to be fair. Pretty good start. To be fair, it felt a little high toe to me. The Ventus Blue, yeah, it was high toe. Look at that low spin. Straight away, high club speed, pretty good ball speed, and a very long carry. My experience with Ventus Blue thus far is that it's got bombs in it, right? It's got the ability to go miles. So when you time it right, it does have a very soft handle section. So you get this, quite soft feel. Ball wasn't quite in the right spot. 251 carry, and that's a long carry for me. Might just move the ball location a little bit. It's got this really soft handle section, so it doesn't feel like a regular, but it certainly feels softer than most, premium stiff shafts. That's my experience with it. It's going to rope a little, but should go miles again. So I'm missing these in the right spot. And to be fair, there's no spin on it, but high toe. To be fair, this shaft has worked very well in Sim 2, and so I haven't played it in Stealth, but I would expect it to work well with this head. So, all right, so that's a miss hit. Let's see what happens with a miss hit, because typically when I miss hit with this blue, it gets quite spinny. I mean, it's not too bad. Still the ball speed was up, but you see that's 13 mil low on the face. Give this one another one. What have I hit for? I'll go 5. Slightly neck, I expect a little fade out of that. But pretty good. Again, it's familiar, it's velo core. Pretty low spinning. Yeah, see, 10 mil heel. I'm going to switch it over to the UB now. All right, so I've put the UB in. Beautiful looking shaft. It feels, it feels just a little firmer in the handle. Then the Ventus Blue. Oh, I got that out of the middle, but I think it's going to slightly fade. Yeah, I mean, it's a good drive. It's a really good drive. I mean, I'd be happy with that. 242, I mean, my normal carry is about that 240 mark on a good day. As some of you will be, for meters it is. I mean, we're in Australia. I know a lot of my viewers are in the US, so hello to the guys in the US. So that's that little toey one. And that should sling and go really well. $257 meters, wow. Wow, the club speed. Although it has missed. I didn't quite have the ball in the right spot to get all the parameters, but it's got the ball data. Big carry, 257, wow. Pretty good. Pretty good again. It feels, I suppose, I mean, it doesn't feel firm. It's not a firm feeling shaft. But I suppose it feels, you know, a little stiffer than the Ventus, certainly in the handle. That's probably the only difference to me. There's 3 drives. I felt like I really got that. I felt like I got that one right out the centre. I mean, these numbers are making me wonder why I don't have one of these driver shafts in the bag. That's really high ball speed, 157 for me. 2-2 backspin, beautiful shape. All good, I mean, all magnificent numbers. So 4 drives, 1 to go. It's toey and sling. Dump that underneath. Not my greatest swing. But yeah, pretty good. So I'll switch them back and I'll hit some more with the Ventus Blue. All right, I'll hit 3 more in Ventus Blue. It's out of the heel. It's amazing carry out of the heel. Yeah, 13 mil in the heel and only spun at 2.3. 237 carry. It's very good. Really, really good from this hit. Not great again, to be honest. It's not my greatest contact. Yeah, a little low heel, but you know, ball speed's up. Digits are really, really good. I got a little event coming up in a couple of weeks. I feel like certainly one of these has got to go in the bag, don't they? See if I can hit this one a bit longer. That was hammered. That's hammered. Yeah, I feel like that's what I got. That's what I got to offer people. That's about it for me. 157 ball speed, 250 carry, 2.4 spin. Fabulous. I'll switch them back over. All right, I got the UB in for the last 3. See what I can get out of this one. a little necked. Just a little necked again. Two six, yeah, see a little, just a little here, a little low, good ball speed, good carry again. Hit that pretty good. That pretty good. I think if anything, you know, the UB probably wants to go. They feel very, very similar. It wants to go slightly left. I've had that experience on the golf course with it wanting to not get out of control left, but it's probably easy to turn over, and maybe that's why it's going well in the 3-wood. Just a little bit of firmness in the handle, I like. Last one. That was a miss hit. That's a definite miss hit. And so it's going to go, it's funny, it's going to go straighter. Not so much draw on it. Yeah, from that low part of the face. So have a look at the numbers. Okay, so here's the all-important numbers. Ventus Blue versus UB. The UB gets it for ball speed, 155 average. That's a really, really high average for me. Really high. With you know, more consistency and you know, more consistent on the launch angle. Both very, very similar launch, right? And Ventus Blue was a little bit lower in spin. 2160 by versus 2355. Carry 244, Ventus Blue 245. The totals are 266 and 265. So peak height on Ventus Blue was 29, peak height on UB was 31. I mean, how do you split those two? I suppose the dispersion table here says that the blue I hit a bit straighter, closer to the midline. You know, it had a couple of little fades in it and some lefts. The UB really only wanted to go left. Okay, so looking at the contact there with the club data, the Ventus Blue was closer to the centre, but slightly in the heel, and the UB was slightly lower. So, you know, that's probably accounting for some slight differences. But still, I mean, really, really, really similar numbers to look at there. Very, very similar numbers. So a couple of other little interesting things is to look at this offline number. And with the Ventus Blue, I got 120.5 left. That was my biggest number. But down here with UB, I got 128.6 and 33 and 23. So definitely more left bias. There's one right, but left, 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 left. You know, with back up here on the Ventus Blue, not as much, there's a little bit right, not as much, a little bit straighter. That's worth noting. The other one was, I caught one way out at the toe, I think, with the Ventus, and it spun down at 1400, right? So getting rid of that. There was one there on the UB as well. The UB had a little spinner up there too, so that's worth noting. You know, just peeling off these layers and having a little look at things, you can break that down. Now, if I also got rid of the ones where I didn't have the ball in the right spot, went back into the comparison and compared the club data, ball data, yeah, still very similar. Very similar results there, so just thought maybe the club data might change, but not really, not really. Even when it didn't pick up, there's still very similar results, so very interesting. Okay, so there you have it, two of the biggest names in mid-launching shafts, both awesome choices. For me, the UB wants to go a little bit more left. So if you want that inner shaft, fabulous. The Ventus Blue feels a little softer in the handle. So if you're aggressive in your transition, don't go for Ventus Blue. You know, maybe more towards the UB. So there's a few little things to consider there. The UB did want to spin up a little bit more, but I have experienced that with the Ventus Blue in the past. Definitely going to get the nod. Definitely like everything else. I need to revisit this because of those carry numbers were exceptional for me. So playing golf in a couple of days, I'll throw it back in the bag and see where I settle on my what's in the bag. So thanks again for watching. Any questions, let me know, and we'll see you in the next video.